Hey, what's going on, everybody? Man, it's been a minute. It's been a minute. I'm your boy Jack.
And I'm Roro.
Just in case y'all forgot. Well, look here, man. No excuses. Life be life.
Life has been life.
So a lot has been going on. A lot. Won't get into details in this video. It's a lot being going on, man. So I really just want to come on here, let you guys know that hey, we still around. We're gonna try to be a little more consistent with these videos. And just talk about life. Yeah, shit. Because as we say, life be life, and don't know what's going on out there in you guys' world, man. But I hope everybody is making it. And as y'all know, especially in today's time, in the states anyway, in this political environment, things are wild out here. Man, and it's just crazy. And again, I'm not gonna get all deep into that one in this video. On this video. But what I really want to talk about on this particular video, since we've been gone for so long and life have been lifing, it has given us some time to kind of sit down and really talk one on one with each other. And just be honest with each other about things. As y'all remember, one of our videos, we talked and we was kind of talking about moving abroad, moving to Mexico. We got our residency, the whole 9 yards. So we did all that. We went as far as got an apartment while we was looking for a place to buy down in Merida. We was on the Yucatan where we found the place where we wanted to buy. And prior to us getting ready to purchase this, right after we had spoken with the attorney and we was getting ready to go in a couple of days to go have that final appointment to go put down the down payment and all that. That night we set up in the hotel, the Airbnb, and we really spoke with each other. And that's when somebody kind of said, "Hey, you know what? Mm, being this far away, well, not this far away, but being gone for so long consistently, right now probably isn't the best time." Um, so we had a heart to heart. We do. We have a lot. We have a lot. Like everybody else, your main place you're from, your hometown. You got a lot of roots there. You got your kids. You got your family. You got your siblings. Whatever have you. You got your place of employment. Or in our case, and we talked, and then due to all the ties that we have here, we decided collectively, some people more than others, that full-time expatting wasn't going to be the way to go at this present time. So we decided to be that time, the terminology that I heard was slow travelers. Mm-hmm. Okay, the slow traveling, from what I got it was just where you go and you actually immerse yourself in the culture, wherever you're at, for maybe 2 or 3 months, and then you go back to where you're going to go, or to another place for 2 or 3 months, 2 or 3 months, 4 or 5, just slowly trying to figure out where you want to be at. So we decided we're going to do slow traveling, and that way it will give us the freedom and flexibility to come back into the States and see, the grandkids and everybody else. Okay, so that's where we were, and to this day, that's where we're at. All right.
We're still undecided. We still haven't came to no final decision on what it is we're going to do. Well, of course, I'm not going to let my baby leave me. Okay. Although he has said many times, especially lately, he's been so disgusted with things that are going on, and I am as well. But again, with all that being said, I still tend to think more about the livelihood of our grandkids, our children, the family, mm-hmm. the younger generation.
So you guys out there, I'm talking to the ones that actually have made that transition, and you are full-time expatting, where you now left. I mean, whether you got your home still not in the States, but you are literally in Mexico, and that's your primary residence, or Thailand, or wherever it is abroad that you're at. When you, part of your decision making, how much of thinking about your family members, your siblings, your adult children, your grandkids, how big of a role did that play into your decision making? Or do you think that should play a significant part in your decision making. See, because I get it. Every individual is different. My wife and I think we're highly compatible. That's why we've been together for Lord knows 30 plus years. But we do have our differences. And now that we're getting older, now that we are older, excuse me, I am anyway. She don't seem like she aged a bit.
We're over 50.
So yeah. But anyway, now that I'm older, I just don't want to live life with regrets. I just want to be able to do what I do. We worked our butts off to get where we're at in life, and now we do have that freedom, that flexibility. We have the financial wherewithal right now to do certain things, and that's just what I want to do. Now, with my illustrious other half over here, while we're out in Mexico, she's the type of person, her phone rings, and if it's one of our adult kids or the grandkids, and they saying, Grandma, I got a basketball game next week. Can you come? Well, she thinks we're supposed to get on planes and go. Lord forbid if somebody get into a minor accident and maybe break a leg or something, we're going to be on the airplane. We're going to go. That's just not feasible. So, as I was telling her, we can't have two primary residences, hence the word primary. Okay, you have to have a home base. Right now, as you see, we're still here in our house. We're in the States. And this, I guess, is going to be our primary residence, is our primary residence. But I'm trying to transition away from that because I look at it like I want our primary residence to be in Mexico. Now, we haven't made a decision whether it's going to be the Yucatan Peninsula, although that's where I'm kind of leaning more to. She's kind of, I don't know, she fluctuates back and forth because of the scene in Mexico City versus the tranquility in Merida, but then that heat in Merida versus the nice, cool temperatures in Mexico City. That high altitude, that kind of, once you get acclimated to that, you're okay. And it's more of a vibe in Mexico than in Merida. But now, gotta be honest, Merida has been coming along because Merida has built up. Even since the time when we first started going there to now, Merida has built up. You know what I mean? They got a lot of things going. It's more expats. And even though I'm the type of person, I'm not really worried about the expat scene, to be honest with you. I know they say you got to find a community wherever you're at, but my community is going to be who's ever there. Now, if it just happened to be where I lay my head and it happened to be, an expat community, or I would like to have a nice mixture, I guess.
Well, I think your certain traditions you can still do wherever you are because you've been who you are.
Yeah.
You're living abroad. You just living in a place.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird because the feeling that I have in Mexico.
Came that way.
We've both talked about it. I feel so much at ease in Mexico. I'm not really going to get up and go walk into a store by myself, no matter where I'm at, pretty much. However,
but you could.
I feel safe enough to do so.
Yeah.
And it's weird how when we are in Mexico, get to work on losing some weight that I want to lose. Just out walking, it don't feel like a task. We're just out, just walking, just sightseeing and just walking into some stores or just the restaurants and so forth. It's just a whole different feel because here we live in the suburbs, and to be honest, we have all types of shopping, movie theaters, different things to go do that's literally right up the road from our community. And we don't walk to any of it. But when we're in Mexico, we can walk miles and miles on miles.
And we do walk miles on miles.
And we do it, and without a care in the world, we just walking, we sightseeing, we're laughing, stop to get a bite to eat, stop to get something to drink if we want something to drink. And honestly, we have that right here, and we don't do it.
But I think one of the main reasons that I feel like we don't do that as much, at all here, because one, you gotta, as soon as you walk out the door, you got access to 3 vehicles.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the first thing, just easy accessibility. 2, seen it all. I think just the familiarity of our media surroundings in the States, and we look at it like, hey, nothing new to see here. But just take Walmart, for instance. We've been in Walmart. No big deal. But when we go to Mexico and we see a Walmart, and I'm quite sure some of y'all do the same thing, don't lie. Y'all be like, hey, there's a Walmart. Let's go see what unique products they may have that we don't have in the States. So it's the somewhat of an adventurous, nature to everything. Because you don't know what you don't know. So now you're ready to go explore and be adventurous. Whereas in the States, you're familiar with everything around you. So you're like, been there, done that, nothing to see here, folks. Which is another point about moving abroad. You have to be real with yourself when you're going to move abroad, because every day is not going to be like a vacation. When you're talking about really moving abroad to making that your primary home base, which is my intentions. Okay, that's why we went through that whole thing of trying to get a house, and I'm glad you did what you did, but eventually that's what we're going to do. Okay? And I just feel like you just have to keep it real with yourself, because every day it's not going to be, oh, we're going to wake up and we're going to go to Cenotes and down here in the Yucatan Peninsula, or we're going to go jump on the Turi bus in Mexico City and see all these good things. Oh, we're going to go shopping. No, because again, we first of all, unless you just got a buku of money, you still got to work. We still run our business. Thank God again, where I was going earlier when I tell you about the whole thing back with COVID and all that, we had to jump and make everything to where our business could be ran remotely. And we, to this day, we still carry that on. So our business is ran remotely. You have to understand that the same way that we feel like, hey, you get here and been there, seen it, done it, eventually, after a few months or a year or 2 years, it's going to be the same thing down there, no matter where you're at abroad. So don't make your decision to move abroad based on YouTube videos, based on what somebody else tell you. Get out there, experience it for yourself, and keep in mind, be realistic with yourself. How is your day-to-day going to really be? See, when you go do an exploratory mission, I think that's what people need to really be thinking about. It's not about, oh, we're going to go down there, and I get it, because most people have jobs where they can't just up and leave right now. But when they do leave, they call themselves doing exploratory missions. I think where they go wrong at is they'll just say a person get 2 weeks vacation. So they go down there and say, hey, we're going to go to Merida, and I keep using Merida because that's what I like Merida. But people go down there and they say, hey, you know what? We're going to get us in a hotel or a nice Airbnb for 2 weeks, and we're just going to go see the things and, okay, that's not going to be your life.
True.
When you get down and you decide, hey, hey, man, I enjoyed those 2 weeks. I'm finna go back and, man, we're finna make plans to sell everything. That's not going to be your life. Those 2 weeks that you spent in Merida or wherever you spent that, and your mornings, every day you was filled with you jumping up, oh, let's go to the market, oh, let's go down to Parque Alemán, and let's go, do all this stuff and meet people. That's not going to be your everyday life. So you have to really think about what you're doing in everyday living, because again, what you see on the YouTube videos, I don't think everybody keep it 100. I don't know what they're going through, but I can tell you, if you're thinking about Merida, it's hot.
It's very hot. It's beautiful. I love it there. It's peaceful. Where I'm at now in life is not where I was a few years ago when I used to like getting out, still going shopping and doing all that stuff. Now I'm paying attention to a lot more. Realize a lot of people been scamming people.
Yes.
So I'm still trying to work on our adult children to understand that, you don't even need all that. It was a time in my life where I wanted to go to get the expensive purses and stuff. I was the name brand items.
Yeah.
But I've been so over that for so long now till it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So people, when you go on your little excursions or, you know, your little vacays or exploratory trips, live like you're going to be living at home. I think it's best to go ahead and go to a grocery store, pick you a few items, cook at home. While being there, I know it's different and you can't really just get in the home groove, but do as much as you normally would do at home so you can get a feeling of how life would be. You know, I don't know how much time you'll get to spend there, but spend some time. If you have some weeks, a month, you know, 2 months or whatever, because you need time, because in the beginning, it's all new. You don't know anything. You don't know what you don't know, so you have to get out. You have to go find, you know, certain things that you might like to eat. I'm
sorry. Let me ask you this: if you let's just say from the time that you spent in Medellin, the time that you spent in Mexico City, okay. What are the things? Let me say the top 3 things you do not like about Merida.
3 things?
Yeah, well.
Okay. I don't like the heat.
Okay.
I have hot flashes, y'all, so me and the heat just, I be feeling so miserable at times, so the heat is a big deal for me, even though I feel like if I have to do it, I can do it. And then the food was different. I don't have as many options in Merida than I do in Mexico City. Because in Mexico City, you can walk here, take a couple of steps. You know, they have all the tents. I mean, the different, you know, foods and
Taco de canastas.
So they have all that different stuff. And believe it or not, I learned my way around pretty good, because when we went back to Mexico City for the second time, I remembered where to go to get certain foods that we like, and he was shocked.
Yeah,
he was trying to tell me, I don't think it's this way. I
really was.
Just come on, follow me.
Now we've been there so many different times. I think we're both kind of getting acclimated to the way the streets run and all that.
Yeah, you
okay,
are.
So that was 2 things. Is there a 3rd thing you don't like, or that was pretty much it for about Merida? I know one she haven't said.
Oh, I'm about to say it.
Let me see.
Lizards and stuff. These different little insects, y'all. And I'm not talking about Mexico, because we have lizards and stuff here, and I run from them here.
Yep.
So the gaps under the doors, and I don't know where they come from, but he spent a lot of time. I think he stayed up many nights, just trying to make sure.
Our very first Airbnb in Merida, very first time we've ever stepped in this country, and we in Merida. The Airbnb that we got, it was a nice Airbnb. Don't get me wrong, it was okay, but I explicitly didn't want to be in the expat area, so it wasn't a modern home. It was, you know, old traditional style home, and like she said, the gaps up under those doors, man. You know, it's just, you know, they put the doors on there, and there's gonna always be a little gap up under there. Now you can go to the hardware stores and try to get you some weather stripping to try to put out, you know, on there or whatever. But if you look around those doors real good, there's gonna be a gap at the bottom. There's probably gonna be a gap at the top and somewhere along the sides too, where something can get in. Those geckos, man, those damn geckos. And
not my friend.
I spent so many nights, because I get up and go to the restroom, and I have my trusty old phone. I put my flashlight on, because I got to survey everything to make sure. And lo and behold, every night there's geckos on the wall. You know, like maybe 1 or 2. But I know if she was to wake up and she see that, all hell's gonna break loose. So I can't get back in bed. If I see a gecko, I gotta try to get it. Okay, so I spend a lot of nights doing that. And
yeah, you're right. We didn't have any issues.
Yeah, I mean, so then again, it's a majority of your traditional homes, and even in the newer communities. Just remember this: they're tearing down the jungle to build these homes. So you're gonna have tarantulas, geckos, scorpions, whatever have you. So please, I'm telling you now, don't try to be the first one in these houses when they build them, because you're gonna be the first person to see all the errors and everything about that house. So that's one thing I did learn. I told her, I said, I think I would buy a new build, and if it's a pre-existing home, I really want it to be between 3 to 5 years, maybe 7 years old at the oldest, and then I'll look into it. If it's older than 7 years, I'm not gonna say I'll be against it. I'll be a little bit leery because I'm gonna look for the water pressures and all that kind of stuff. And if you buy a house down there that's pre-existing or brand new, make sure you can try to time it to where you are down there during the rainy season, where you can see this house, whatever house you're talking about buying, because you want to make sure that the roof is going to be waterproof, right, and those windows. You want to make sure that because the humidity is hell down there. So that's just a quick little tip. Now let's go to Mexico City. You told me 3 things about Mérida. What 3 things do you not like about Mexico City? Have nothing? You have even one?
Not that I can think of.
Really?
No.
Wow. Okay.
Even though the last time we were there, we experienced a earthquake.
Earthquake.
Didn't really know what it was. But
that's the only thing I can think, honestly. Well, with me, I'm going to say I don't like the high altitude because I didn't recognize that we had a little altitude sickness, but we acclimated real quick. So that's not a big deal. Now the earthquake.
Because we really didn't realize it was the altitude until we were at the
I&M that day.
And we had to go up to the 2nd floor, and we had to use the stairs, no elevators. And
them stairs wore our ass out.
To the 2nd floor, y'all. We have a 2-story at home.
Well, hold on now. Their 2nd story was 4 stories up, because you had to go up the stairs, turn the corner, up the stairs, turn another corner, and then you was on that so-called 2nd level.
But I think it was short though.
Hell no. Well, it wasn't.
I don't know what it was, but it seemed like it took forever. And he was already up there, and he didn't even come and get me. He didn't even come look for me. He know I need help.
They sent me back downstairs. I had to go up there with you the first time. Mm-hmm. They sent me back down. Mm-hmm. Then I went back up, and then when I went back up, I had to go back down again. So then I had to go back up, and I'm like, man, these goddamn stairs tore my ass up.
And by the time I came up, because you were up there before I was, and I realized he did not come back.
Those stairs tore me up.
Once I got upstairs, I found him.
I've never seen stairs in a building so steep. I'm like, it wasn't a slight incline. It was a hectic, straight up incline. And I'm like, oh my goodness. I thought they said the 2nd floor. I made 2 turns because I went up the first. I'm going to say the first set of stairs probably about, it's less than 10 stairs. Mm-hmm. Okay. Then you hit that little long corner because you make that right. Mm-hmm. Okay. Now that 2nd set of stairs, that's about 10 to 12, 15 stairs.
I don't think it was that.
Yeah, it was. And then you had another right. Then you go up again. You go some more stairs, and now you're on their 2nd floor. I'm like, anytime you tell me a piece of those, and I go up there, and I'm going up, literally to me, I'm making 2 or 3 turns. Nigga, that's 4 floors. That's how I look at it. But anyway, so yeah,
that was pretty much the only thing. We'll notice sometimes when we're all walking, you might get a little tired.
Yeah.
But we got through that pretty good.
Yeah.
So.
And just the earthquake, I guess. It wasn't bad. I mean,
I've been hearing rumors though that it's sinking or something.
Yeah, I don't know about all that either. So I can't feel it sinking, so I can't say nothing about that.
Yeah.
But the earthquake we felt, we was actually in 2 of them, and yeah, it's a little crazy. You feel a building, whatever, sway, but I mean, it was nothing detrimental that we experienced. I know some people that have been there a long, long, long time. They probably seen where the buildings crumbled and stuff like that. So I can imagine that to be very scary. But yeah, Mexico City. Now the thing I don't like about Mexico City, my biggest thing, it reminds me too much of a big city in Houston. It's too crowded. I don't like a lot of crowd. I'm just at that point in my life where I just don't like a lot of crowd. Now I do feel safer, even in Mexico City. And I go, man, isn't it dangerous down there? Fool. Let me explain something to you. If you talking to me and you from Houston, I'm telling you now, Mexico City or Mexico in general is just like Houston. There's some places you can't be at. And if you go there, you got to know how to carry yourself. You got to know how to rock with it. You know what I'm saying? Same thing in Mexico, anywhere in Mexico. Everybody know about the cartel. Everybody know about Sinaloa, up against the water and all that kind of stuff. A little bit more dangerous down certain little towns. But even if you go into certain little towns, if you find yourself in that predicament, it's all about how you carry yourself. Mm-hmm. I mean, if you go out and you're trying to flash your jewelry and stuff like that, you're making yourself a target. If you go down there and you're trying to call yourself trying to be in the game, that's not a game you want to play. So go down there, enjoy your life, and come on home. Simple as that. But that's really it for right now, man. I mean, I don't got a whole bunch I want to say specific. I got some other stuff that I do want to say, but not on this video. Just wanted to say, hey, man, it's been a while. Miss you guys. I want to thank those of you that have stayed with us, even though we got a very, very small community. I do appreciate it because out of all that stuff that's been going on with our life, you guys still stay down. You guys are still watching some of the videos. Man, we're going to try to be consistent, you know, but you guys know, like I know, life be lifing. Hopefully we can learn some things with you guys because, again, you know, we got a lot of talking to still do. We do know that, yes, we are going to be in Mexico in about a month and a half, 2 months, something to that effect. And we're going to spend some more time down there. I can tell you this, Mexico will eventually be our primary location. And then from there, we'll continue to travel.
It will because I'm ready as the reason.
Let's do that for another video.
Yeah, it's gonna be for another video.
Because that's something I do. I want to talk to the people. I want me and you to have. I want you guys to see me and her have that honest conversation. And if I can, I don't want with my kids involved, my adults. But me and her are gonna have that honest conversation. And you guys tell me if you guys agree with what I'm saying or what she's saying. Not so much agree, but maybe y'all can give us some pointers on, did you guys have those same kind of discussions? And this pretty much for those people that was couples, whether it was, you know, whatever. If you came down here with your significant other down to, you know, where you moved abroad, did you have similar conversations like the ones we're going to have in the upcoming video? Because maybe you guys can, you know, we'll hear something that you said, or you can tell us about something and make us think a little bit differently. But, you know, again, that's for another day. I do want to appreciate everything you guys, you know, staying with us and even lasting through this video. But hey, as you can see, we are in bed. I'm finna go to sleep.